Hopefully, I'm sure quite a bit of you have already made your way to that level 100 reward. But don't worry if you haven't just yet. There's still plenty of days to come and opportunities to earn.
Blöd. Everything is going wrong. G'day everyone. What the fuck? Huh? Okay. No. What the fuck? Oh, what perfect time for it to fuck up. This is annoying. Of course it decides as soon as the game is starting that it wants to not work. I can still tell you what's going on because my Xbox is connected to the game. Just my PC, for some reason, is not connected to my Xbox. So basically, at the start, we got one playing off mid-ridge on defense, running double E75, double sharpshooter. Let me just check my mic is remuted before I end up leaking anything. Oh my god, why now? Okay, anyway, double sharpshoot towards ball. My fuck. Why does Xbox have to make everything so difficult? Alright. I'm also taking this full east control off the start with the AMX and at tap and 54. 54 will just go towards middle, put some pressure to stop one being able to peek off mid-ridge. Ko's got himself spotted, gets slapped. Silent in the... oh my god. Silent in the T10's also being punished hard for this. He's completely out of position. The entire one defense has been completely ripped apart. Immortals has full control on this. It honestly just looks like one didn't have the tanks in order to fight for this, the way they were planning on fighting. I am so sorry about this, like, cutting in and out. I don't know why it's doing it. Bliat. Doesn't make any sense, man. Oh my god, that's so triggering. It wouldn't be a Dolphin Drug stream if it wasn't scuffed. But basically, as you guys saw, Immortals went straight for mid control. Well, you didn't see, really. Immortals went straight for mid control. Took east early with the light tank and double meds. And one were playing a very heavy middle setup with just the T10 in the A6 position. But if your sharpshooters and E75s aren't able to compete on mid-ridge against double conk and sharpshooter, then you aren't holding Immortals down. And my mic looks like it's spiking like crazy. Alright, there we go. Holy scuffed stream. But it's nice to see Immortals come into this series the way they have. Let's just... alright, there we go. Oh, that's gonna get fucking triggering. Alright. Jesus Christ. How can I make this any more scuffed? I mean, yeah, as you can see, Trickster in the conk, he was just allowed to farm. And that with Loki and the AMX pushing in, they just took the T10 out from behind, and then they have free farms from behind. There's no way for Immortals to come back, for one to come back into that after that point. Just the setup wasn't really there for one. Not entirely sure how they were expecting that to work against Immortals lineup. They're playing a very, old school default. Just not gonna work in today's meta. Jesus Christ. Right. I'm sorry that round was incredibly scuffed. I hope it's not gonna do that for the rest of this. It should be okay. It seems like my internet just spikes for a second. British internet's best internet. Yeah, so it's nice to see Immortals come in and play aggressive early on. They've come in with confidence, it's nice to see. And it's calculated confidence as well, which is nice. When they were playing against FaZe Clan last week, it was very sloppy. It could have easily been 2-2 and not 4-0. As for the one side of things, they 4-0'd Decoy. So it looks on paper like they smashed Decoy, but I didn't see the games. I don't know how one had been playing recently. So if Immortals is turning up to play like they did in that first round, then it should be a very interesting series. It should be very hyper competitive. I can't remember if this is best of 7 or best of 9. Oh well. Find out eventually. So coming into the second round, we now got Immortals on defense, they're running double conk, bat tap, sharpshooter, T54, 1390, Waffentrager Panzer 4, and one are running triple conk, double sharpshooter, RU, and a Waffentrager. So let's see, get some early information. He knows what double conk is, and the 1390. That's your fairly standard information for this map. Nothing out of the ordinary seen. Willows, when he did make his spotting run, only spotted one conk. So that could lead Immortals on a wild goose chase here. They are playing hyper aggressive here. They've caught Vulcan out. They need to like perma-track him here and try and kill him before he gets on top of the hill. The conks in middle will now overpeak to punish the mediums. It all comes down to whether the conks of Trickster and tanks will be able to stop these conks from crossing over. It looks like they weren't very sure what they wanted to do here, with Loki committing and Wizzy and Willows falling back. It looks like they were expecting the conks to overpeak and push them, and that's why they backed out, and Loki thought the opposite, so he decided to push and try and take the advantage against Vulcan. As a result, he's now lost his tank. Trickster needs to try and get his gun in the game here. Randy's waited as long as he possibly could before shooting this RU, which is the play, because now he's going to get a second shot into the RU, ideally. Looks like he's not really... Immortals have really let this one go. Because now Koza's going to come up high, and Lezio's going to just be out spotting the sharpshooter from the high ground, and Koza will just easily pen the sharpshooter with the APCR of that Waffentrager. On the other side, we got Monkey on the backtracks. Looks like he's probably got 1 or 2 shots into the conks. Can we see? Is that still a feature we can do? Where is he? Yeah, he's got 2.5. That's just 2 shots in there. Lezio's been spotted again. Randy really needs to sort this guy out, because Trixer's going to be in a major crossfire here. If he can free up, if he can put a shot or 2 into Lezio, take him out the game, that's going to be massive, because it frees up Trickser a lot. He won't be able to peek too much higher because of Koza being in the position that he is, but it means that if he wants to peek and support the team, if they want to try and over push on the conks, he'll be able to do so without losing unnecessary HP. Trickster does hit a nice blind fire into Koza there. He knows what's going on. Willows is coming over. It looks like he's going to try and just finish off Lezio here. The RU peaks high. He trades spots. They need to get this guy out. It looks like Willows is going to just maybe commit to it. No. He relights Lezio. He takes a big old shot from the Waffentrager. It's an awkward situation to play for Willows. He wants to get that IU out, but it's not an easy thing to do. Koza gets spotted here. That should be 3 farms. Could potentially go down here if Willows wants to commit for it. But Willows just needs to keep his gun in here. He might be better off just falling back to like a B1 bush or something, just to get the early information if the IU tries to go for another scout run. But with Koza now being down to a 1-shot, Koza won't want to be peeking aggressive on that G1 bush anymore. So Immortals lost the tank early, but they've managed to get the bleed on the conks in middle, and that made Ledzio have to play a bit more aggressive on this 1-2 line to try and put some pressure on the Immortals tanks on this western side. We're now going to see Randy push forward here. This is actually a very smart play, because if Koza chooses to shoot Randy, he's going to get spotted. He's going to most likely get spotted anyway. He needs Trickster and tanks. Oh, tanks can't really peek up high because of the tanks on the hill, but Trickster needs to peek high for sure to try and take some pressure off of Randy here, which he has done. It looks like Koza maybe shot Trickster, or one of the conks shot Trickster, which allows Randy to now have this full 2-line control. That's perfect play from Immortals here. So now these 2 conks from 1, they have to decide what they want to do with this game. If they want to peek high and try and take Trickster out, they're going to get clipped by Willows, and they're also going to get shot in the back by Randy Duck. They're very much stuck here. They should have tried to back themselves out as soon as they saw Randy Duck pushing down this 2 line. Now he's all the way down in K2, these conks are dead. They would have been better off trying to run away towards the F6 position when they saw that he was pushing down there and not... Oh, that's a misplay from Trickster. But now it's actually kind of awkward, because Trickster was the one that was holding the conks down from being able to push to where they're going now. Now the Randy Duck is kind of isolated. Willows is on reload. That's awful timing, kind of unlucky. Wizzy's been spotted up on this other side. It's so close right now. Wizzy gets himself caught out. Monkey needs to decide how he's going to get himself into this fight. Tanks has pulled himself over to try and support. That's perfect play from Tanks here. Doesn't get much better than that. That's pretty much the best thing he could have done in this scenario, because that now completely frees up the Randy Duck. CQ, who used to be called Silent, is now completely out of position. He's getting a bit unlucky. That sharpshooter gun ain't the best, from what I remember. The Randy Duck, he needs to pick up some kills here, because Tanks is now going to be stuck in a crossfire unless he can dig out these conks and RU. Shao is putting cap pressure on. I don't know if that's intentional or whether, yeah, he's just coming over towards middle to put some more play, to try and make another play. Tanks is now stuck behind this middle rock. He's going to probably go down to Silent here, as he does. The Randy Duck needs to try and find a way to dig out CQ. Oh my god, how I don't know how he's managed to do that. Silence overpeaked in order for James to get the shot off. Willows is now pushed down to this A5 position. It's very risky. As soon as he takes or fires a shot, he should get spotted. Chow hasn't been spotted getting into here as well. That's okay. Now he's been spotted. They should be somewhat aware of Willow's position from where how they've been spotted. The Randy Duck needs to decide what he wants to do with this game. If he wants to go over and support his teammates, he can do. But he might also just be better off kind of playing for time here. Willow's just sitting in these bushes in A5. Very risky. If he doesn't get spotted, it's huge for the team. If Vulcan had maybe pushed up towards like the A6 bridge to come over to support Chow, he could have potentially got spotted. But now with the one players playing it how they are, they're most likely expecting Willows to be in one of the bushes over here, in A3, A4, which completely mindfucks these one players. Willows has made absolute masterclass play there. It maybe wasn't the best play, but it's literally won this game most likely. There's 1 minute 20 left on this game now. Because they were perma-spotted, they knew they couldn't cap. Willows is now going to just clip out Vulcan. He'll most likely get the... I think he just got blind fired, unless that's a replay bug. 1 minute left on the game. I don't think Randy got spotted. Looks like Randy's going to try and play for time. If he gets unlucky here with the timing, Vulcan might spot him on the way out and get a shot into him. Vulcan has to go for the Randy Duck here. He has to trust Chow to win the 1v1. He needs... I can't tell what's happened. Yep, Chow did win that one. There's 30 seconds left in the game. I don't know whether they're going to be able to jump on the Randy Duck in time for this. Vulcan will get there. It just depends on whether he will be able to kill him. I don't think he will have the reload now to be able to do so. He needs to shoot and try and like land on him or something, but he's a one-shot HP wise, so unless there's some crazy RNG, he does ammo rack him, but only amber ammo rack. The Randy Duck picking up the 1v2 in the end. What a round. This is some proper competitive gameplay. Nice one, boys. Very nicely done. Oh my god. 4 kills and 3k damage. Oh, it's big from the Randy Duck. I mean, both teams played it very well. Chow and Vulcan in the end in that 2v3. They were a little bit unlucky, timing-wise, with Willows in the bush. But there wasn't really too much they could have done. Maybe if they had communicated better, they could have worked out where Willows was. With how they both got spotted, he had to be... like, he pretty much had to be on A5. Because... oh, on, I don't know, it was A5, A6, whatever, on the north side of the tracks. Because... whoever it was on east side of the tracks was low. As in, like, behind the ridgeline. And on the other side, the guy that was on the western side of the tracks was... Am I screaming at the players again? No. Sorry for the air rape. Jesus. And CQ from 1 just messaged me saying he just made a gamer peak and threw the game, and yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I know a lot of these players. I played with quite a few of them. I mean, obviously for the Immortals guys, I played with Immortals for, I don't know, a year. With Tanks, Randy, and co. We're in UNL for like, I don't know, 4 years or something. And then on the other side, I don't know. I played with Zardoc, Alonzo, and yeah. I remember playing with CQ when he was like pretty much brand new, teaching him how to play the game, teaching him the comp side of things. They're all great players. It shows in the gameplay today. But yeah, as I said, it's nice to see Immortals come into this game so sharp. I mean, don't hear me wrong, everyone makes little mistakes every now and then, but the mistakes that they were making against FaZe Clan, if they turned up today playing like they did against FaZe Clan, they would have lost this series. So they've definitely turned up today, switched on, ready to play. I need to change the fucking score. Excuse my language.
Something's tearing me apart. I can feel that you got me through the dark. I can feel the love tonight. Oh, I can feel something heavy on my heart. I can feel something's tearing me apart. I can feel that you got me through the dark. I can feel the love tonight.
Alright, let's do something we haven't done in a little while. Where are they?
Welcome to Steps. This is one of the largest maps in the pool. Defensively, it is super important to get information. Teams have to defend two caps that are very far apart. That being said, tank composition usually evolves around hold-down heavies and vision-based tanks, while the offensive team is often composed of rotation-oriented vehicles for quick repositioning. Light tanks are used for getting vision and applying cap pressure, forcing the opponent to extend to get vision and resets, often drawing them into crossfires and traps. This is among the best maps for teams to demonstrate their ability to rotate, coordinate, and focus fire. Games often run the full time.
Wow. Amazing intros, poggers. Right. So coming into round 3 here. Can't remember whose map. Let's have a look quickly. So one picked Prokhorovka. And yeah, and this is now Immortals map pick. One need to get their head switched on. Being close rounds, they've just lost in the like micro plays. So I just need to keep the pressure up, and as long as they keep playing at the level they're playing, they can still win some rounds. Koza's just saying he's got some voice chat issues, so there'll just be a little technical break. Pretty much every tank's been picked now, so there won't be any counter picking. Not that teams of this caliber would bother counter picking, but you never know. It's definitely a very interesting series, because the Tier 9 format's not been used in, well, the last time I can remember playing Tier 9 is like 2018 or something. I think it was before? No, just after the Sharpshooter got released. And I think that was 2018 if I remember correctly. It's an interesting meta shift. Alright, round 3, let's go. I should buy a capture card. Yeah, but like, as soon as my Xbox breaks, I'm never going back to Water Tanks console, to be honest.
It's hard to fight. Beat slow behind. So don't leave me waiting. I'm out of peace.
So off the start, I was gonna say a fairly standard lineup, but taking this tracks control early with a sharpshooter's a bit abnormal. Willows gets himself spotted early, led by Ledzio. Ledzio's going for the aggressive scout run. He could get punished for this. Loki misses his shot. Willows will hit this for sure. Kappa. He gets punished for that peek as well. I'd be triggered. I mean, with it being Water Tanks console, I'm guessing there's like, yeah, there's like fucking grass in a desert for some reason. So he probably couldn't actually see the tanks that he was trying to shoot. Because instead of making the game more fun and removing grass in sniper mode, they just made grass longer. Ledzio gets punished by tanks, but that does give the information to 1 that Immortals have taken this D4 position. Loki just got blind fired, even though he's like 20 meters away. They trade spots. Not sure whether Wizzy can shoot here actually. No. Yeah, so 1 just filling out the map early. Looks like they're going to try and put some pressure on this northern side. It's a fairly standard response when you've got pressure from D4. Be interesting to see what they've got a read as to the position that James is playing, the Randy Duck in C1 position. Loki just playing it aggressive early in that forward position, just keeping his turret up. I don't know whether the Centurion 7-1 got the turret armor buff on console as it did on PC. If it hasn't, then these conks should be able to pen it fairly easily. Yeah, on the other side, as expected, they push forward to try and get the information. I'm not sure how Randy got shot. Koza's trying to blind fire to see whether he gets spotted. That basically gives him the information that the A5 bush is clear. There's no Waffen trigger in that bush. Fuki might just decide to take this 1v1. If he does, he could potentially win it. But I think he's a bit worried about maybe like the repush that looks like it's happening from Immortals. Tanks gets a shot into Fuki. That pretty much stops Fuki in his tracks right here. He doesn't want to push anymore because that HP disparity is not significant enough to be able to make it a clear 1v1. Like a clear easy 1v1. One is just losing HP on everything. Players are on the Randy Duck trading spots. Koza's trying to spot tanks. Tanks are just playing this low position behind this rock. He's completely hold down here. It's just such a dirty position, this position. Jesus Christ. Silent hits some fucking cracked out shot on tanks in order. Bro, that angle's gnarly. Fuki's trying to back himself out. It looks like they're going to commit towards his eastern side. With Fuki getting spotted, backing out, that's why you see Monkey. Oh, sheesh. Koza, you cannot afford to lose that HP. So yeah, anyway, as I was saying, because Fuki got spotted leaving, Monkey's now left that A5 position to go and support the eastern side. And that left Koza isolated, which just means that the Randy Duck's going to peek that a little bit more aggressive because he knows Koza has to cross to get out, and he can put a cheeky shot into Koza as he's leaving, and that leaves him 2-shot for the rest of the game. Koza actually gets a shot into the Randy Duck, but they will just, as you can see, just tanks will just come in here because there's no reason for him to not come in. He gets one into Koza. Koza's just gonna run. He just wants to make sure he doesn't lose HP if possible. Backs himself to this F2 position. There's not really too much he can do in this game now. But yeah, one will be pushing towards this B cap. Loki backs himself out. He'll most likely go towards where Willows is and play that hold down. Here comes that push. Wawizzy gets spotted. He'll be playing a hold down, I'm guessing, but the Conks will be able to turret pen him. That T-54 turret isn't impenetrable. If you hit it dead in the mantler, it can be penned. Monkey gets the shot into Vulcan. Vulcan will play the low side. I'm not sure how one planned to push into here. You don't really want to be playing from this position. I don't know. It's a difficult one. Trickster in the back does get penned. Willis is shooting HE at Alonso. Looks like Chow and Silent and Alonso we're going to push into the cap here. Vulcan and Fuki will just stay in the lurk position just to anchor. Willow's turret just gets nuked. Wizzy's peeking that low side. Vulcan should be able to punish that. Fuki, I don't know. I don't think you should push everyone in because that just removes your wide angle. Silence pushed in to try and get the kill. It looks like they're going to just try and brawl this out. They do have the tank and gun advantage, but Chow should probably be playing it a bit more aggressive as well if they are trying to do that. Tanks is going to try and pick up Lezio here, which would be the correct play. Vulcan a one-shot in the back, and he's just holding Wawizzy. Chow is now pushing to put, try and take Wawizzy out. Lezio puts one into the back of Trickster. Loki's now dropped to a 2-shot. Fuki needs to come up and try and confirm a kill if he can. Trickster's playing it perfectly, using the rack of Willows to go hold down. Loki misses his shot on CQ. CQ hits the shot on Loki. Randy Duck 1-shot, Monkey 3-shot. They will just pick this up. I have no idea how one won this brawl, but they did. Let's go, boys. We have a series on our hand. In our hands, I should say. Silent with the 3k. Chow, 3 kills, 2.5. Koza 2.4. Vulcan 1.6. Fuki 1.3. Alonso 1.2, he was the one taken out on the initial push. And excuse me. Lezio just picking up the 500, but he was the one that basically freed up. Oh god, I wanna say Vulcan on that western side of the map. Because Lezio was playing that rock position, he was basically stopping tanks from being able to peek to punish Vulcan, which eventually led to tanks being taken out, but yeah, well, more importantly, it then left Immortals in an awkward situation where they couldn't peek high, because if they peeked high, they would get shot from the side, which would really like cripple them in that brawling scenario. Overall, that brawl was just incredibly well played by one. Loki coming back in the 7-1 was, I mean, it's the perfect play. But I don't know, it just seemed maybe the focus was a bit off from Immortals. There was definitely opportunities given by one in that brawling scenario for them to take the advantage, but when you're in these hyper-aggressive situations, sometimes the comms can be either too loud or too quiet, and it just comes off of like experience, individual experience. No, it's definitely, I mean, it's like a 50-50 really, that brawl. It could have gone either way, but one other one's to pick it up. Crazy that Lezio's on 9-0 when they're pushing one team. Yeah. I did used to have a game capture. I used to have, what's it called? I can't remember the brand now, but the most common, like, Xbox game capture. But when I got it, it was already broken. It's just like, I can't be bothered. I got it to work once, and then I don't know what happened. It wouldn't take any inputs anymore. It's just completely ripped. I was like, yeah. So, now we got one on defense, running triple conk, triple sharpshooter, 1390. And on the other side we have Immortals on offense, running double conk, Sent 7-1, 2 sharpshooters, 1390 and Waffensträger. This seems to be like the standard now, from what I've seen from the top tier teams, is you just take this northern side with 2 tanks early. So Willows is actually under immense pressure. He'll probably get punished for this. Silent peeks up, misses his shot. Fuki misses his shot. Or Willows could be down to a 1-shot right now if he wasn't as lucky as he is. With Willow spotting those 2 tanks on this northern side, Immortals are now just sending it. There's no reason for them to hold. Loki's playing the anchor position. Trickster is moving forward. I'm hoping he's not going to push in solo. He's going to wait for Wawizzy. If they are planning on doing that. They have spotted 4 tanks there. They might choose to just hold right now and try and brawl. Koza gets spotted in the middle. It'll be Willow's job to keep Koza down. So far the trades are fairly equal. One hit up basically. Monkey's now got himself in a position he can easily pen these Kong turrets. He'll just get himself, make sure he's behind the bushes, camoed up, because if he gets spotted, he will get taken out instantly. Now let Monkey get his gun in the game. Silence down to just over half HP. I don't see the purpose in these Kongs shooting HE at the other Kong's turrets, because as you can see, they can somewhat fairly reliably pen each other's turrets. They can go through each other's mantlets, just around the mantlets, and through the cupolas. And then when you're only hitting the turret for like 20 damage, you may as well just take the odds, as Alonso does on the Wizzy, and just go for the turret pens. Ledzio's moving over to try and counter Willows. Willows was in the bush for a second in the middle. Fuki's... What are these peaks? Fuki's down to 1-shot all of a sudden. Koza's peeking this low ground. Trying to fight tanks. Tanks, I believe, has a cupola peeking, if I'm not mistaken. Somehow Tanks is winning that 1v1 trade. I have no idea how Fuki is dead. It looks like Monkey's maybe getting some shots off that these one players are just not expecting for some reason. Wow. So Immortals are now up a tank and 2k HP. Willows is now put himself in a mid bush. I don't know whether he has spotted Ledzio recently, if he knows that Ledzio's around. But the fact that Ledzio isn't spotted on this other side, he's probably aware that Ledzio's over there somewhere. Another turret pen from the Waffenträger for 500. Immortals are just happy to trade here. There's no reason for them to push at the moment because they're still getting the damage out with the Waffenträger because one keep giving it to them. Willows trades 1-for-1 with Ledzio. Guessing Willows just missed his shot or something. Ledzio just backs himself out. They're trying to blind fire each other, but no, Ledzio goes on reload. Willows throws himself on reload as well. Looks like someone's lost some HP over here from the Immortal side, but they're still massively up in this trade-off. Looks like one have finally learned their lesson. They're no longer peaking high. If Immortals wanted to, they could put the cap pressure on. Like the Randy Duck could easily just drive into cap here. Tanks is holding that low side, so if he chooses to just drive forward like this, he can pretty much get in. He'll probably take one from Chow, but if Chow chooses to peek, then the Waffenträger can easily pen that thing. Low-key Willows push through middle. I mean, Immortals have basically won this round. It's all about just not throwing the game away here. Ledzio's playing for time, just trying to keep these 2 tanks out as long as possible. But very little he'll be able to do. Vulcan's come over to support Ledzio. I mean, it's logical, but it's an awkward one. Alonso just takes 450 from, I don't know, a god or something. I don't think Monkey has Alonso in his render range. if I remember correctly, but knowing Monkey, he will know the angles. There we go. As I kind of said earlier, Randy Duck's going to just put himself into cap here. Chow will have to overpeak if he wants to try and punish him for this. And there's nothing really one can do here to stop this. The only thing they can do is potentially win this field side. If they can win this, they can put pressure on Monkey. Monkey will have to come down, and then they can maybe overpeak for the cap. Excuse me. But it looks like they're not winning this one. They're having to push into hold down Centurion. And Willows is just waiting for his reload, and then he'll come on over. That fire could be game changing though. Willows wants to come in here and clean up Vulcan, so at least he's got a 1v1 later on with Ledzio. There's a tiny rock in the way. He needs to pick up this kill without taking damage ideally, but he doesn't. Ledzio will be off reload soon. Willows needs to try and bait Ledzio into the Waffenträger if he can. 2, and number 3 will be the finisher. He could potentially... Ledzio needs to play this like smart now, because he needs to try and put pressure on Monkey, try and spot Monkey. And then the other one players will be able to peek and potentially get a reset off. Koza's going to be the one to sacrifice himself to try and get a reset off, I think. Or he's just playing to... No, Koza won't get the reset off. Chow puts his shot into the dirt, and that will be that round given away to Immortals. Well he were. That fire almost brought one back into this game. But I thought Monkey would have a lot more damage than that. I guess 3k is a lot in... What was it, 754? And this has been a very close series. I mean, this could be 3-1 to either team at the moment. It's only the tiny little micro plays that have been making it. Sorry, I just got hella distracted, ADHD or something kicking in. Holy fuck. Oh, Pog. I get to use another one of my ancient things. Hang on.
Ghost Town. The first absolutely symmetrical map, made especially for 7 versus 7 games. The teams start the battle on opposite sides. There are numerous ways to attack here. One of the bases is located in the central square, the other one at the top of the city. The hardest battles are usually fought for the top base, and this calls for the use of heavy tanks. Sometimes the teams choose fast tanks for spotting and base capturing.
POG 2016 Wargaming League, let's go. I feel like a fucking granddad. Jesus. That was 8 years ago. I can't remember whether it was... I think it was 20... I think it was the 2016 Wargaming League that I went to. It was in Warsaw, I believe. If I can remember correctly. Was it Warsaw? It was Warsaw Katowice. I went there with my dad back then. Excuse me. It was such a, I don't know. It was my first time going to any esports event. It was actually really fun. The production level was incredibly good. It was a shame they had to stop Wargaming League, but I can understand they were losing like, I don't know, 2 million or something each time they were hosting one of them. But my god, I really enjoyed it. I was an absolute nerd. Still am. Casna Crew, Ding, Tornado, Hellraisers. And then if you go back even further, you had Navi. Who else was there? You had Oops, NEU, Oops, Ding, Kazna. Jeez, I can't remember the others now. I just remember the RU teams just basically shitting on everyone. All the NA teams getting knocked out in like the first round. And then Applewell getting himself stuck on a rock in the finals. Oh my god, the memories. Oh shit, I almost turned my Xbox off. That would have been a rip. Oh my god, all this talking is making me cough again. I should have started a prediction before this. Whoops. I think one would probably be the favourites going into this. Although I haven't seen who's been winning the recent events. These guys are taking forever to pick tanks. Willow just disappeared? What? What happened? Oh, Willow's just resetting his Xbox. It's actually so cool to have English, German, and Spanish streamer for this event. I'm actually really curious How many viewers do the other guys have? Because I know there's a lot of the, like, a large proportion of the viewers are, like, German, and there's also a fair few Spanish viewers as well. How do I see this again? Yeah. So Mesa has 40 viewers, and Transilium has 25. So what is it? It's nearly 100 viewers. It's not too bad. Especially for a tier 9 event. Come on, gamers. Alright, now 7 tanks from both sides picked. Interesting to see how this tier 9 meta is going to work for on Ghost Town, I should say. Interested to see if Weather is going to play any differently, because there's not really any super hold down tanks. There's nothing with an impenetrable turret. Ooh. Internet's having a little bit of a seizure. Hopefully it doesn't cut out. Looks like one are choosing to play this aggressive early. Silent's a bit out of the loop here. Immortal's playing the Northern side. Yeah. Immortal's choosing to play this Northern side as per usual. T10's going to try and throw himself into cap. Looks like Immortals are going for the triple cap pressure early. Looks like one were expecting this. That's why they set themselves up for this. I got the punish off. Wizzy's really... Like, what are these wide-ass plays from Wizzy? That's a throw and a half. You lost 1k HP for no reason there, dude. Fuki's pushing in. Right. That was a thing. Randy's gonna get repushed here, which is the smart thing to do. Monkey's gonna pretty much come off reload it as they overcommit onto the Randy Duck if they choose to do that. This is the correct play from one to take out Randy here. He is the isolated tank, but they need to watch their crossfire here because they're allowing the guys in the cap to get shots off for free into the side of the turrets. The misplays! It's just a YOLO fest. There is no thought process behind any of these pushes from any of these players. They're just sending it. Trickster is going to go full Polish and jump on Vega. And it's like... I just... I don't know. Like... The repush on the Randy Duck was the play. The play then, I don't know. They just held, oh, they just pushed their left sticks in and just went full full Poland and just sent it, which I don't understand. I mean, Fuki killed himself off the start, which, huh? And then it looks like there was like a call to commit, and Vega pushed in, and everyone else just left him. He just pushed into like 3 tanks on his own, and then the 257 on the high ground just over peaked and got slapped for it. No, just I don't know. The early calls and plays from one in that round were perfect, except for Fuki YOLOing for some reason. Like, the overpeak on Randy was perfect, and then it just looked like, I don't know, the fucking party disconnected or something, because they were playing a different game. But anyway, that's the end of the series. I was expecting a bit of a closer series than that, but I mean, there was definitely a couple rounds in there one could have won. Could have been, I don't know, what? It should have been like 2-2 or something, maybe. I don't know. The Mortals were definitely the better team today, though. There's no doubt about that. They've definitely got more practice in, by the looks of it, in this Tier 9 format. Understanding the peaks they can make in their conks and stuff on steps. And Monkey just doing his usual TD stuff and just being an absolute pain in the ass for anyone trying to play against him. So yeah. GG's to both teams. Congrats to Immortals on winning the series. They definitely did deserve it with how they've played today. I'll see you all for the next event.